Right, so you are sitting there with your textbook and you have learned the word 和, which means and. Great, simple and done. Then 3 lessons later, you meet 跟, also means and. So you ask your Chinese friend, what's the difference? And they go, they are kind of the same, but also different. Brilliant, cheers for that. And if you ever spend 2 hours trying to figure out why Chinese have 5 words for but, or why 以为 and 认为 aren't the same even though they both means to think, this video is for you. Because you are not stupid, Chinese is just brutal. Let's fix this. Okay, so why this is such a nightmare? Let me show you something. In English, when we have synonyms, they are usually clear. Big and large, pretty much the same. Happy and joyful, slightly different, but you get it. But in Chinese, 但是, 可是, 不过, 然而, 却, all means but. And here's the kicker, even native speaker can't always explain the difference. I have asked my Chinese mate, when do I use 但是 versus 可是? He said, I just don't know, I never thought about it. Right, helpful. So you end up on ChatGPT and it gives you these massive linguistics explanations with terms like semantic nuance or programmatic context. And you are sitting there thinking, I just want to say but correctly, mate. I don't need a PhD. And here's the truth. Chinese has more synonyms than English because it's built differently. Is it Chinese use context, formality, and subtle emphasis to create meaning? Way more than English does. So when you learn a new word that means the same thing as another word, your brain goes, boom, wait, which one do I use? And that's normal. Well, it's not you, it's the language. But here's the good news. There is a way to crack this. Right, let me give you a framework I wish someone had given me 5 years ago. When you encounter 2 Chinese words that means the same thing, you ask yourself 3 questions. Question 1. Formality level. Is one more formal than the other? Chinese has clear formal versus casual registers. For example, 但是 it's formal and written, but 可是 is casual and spoken. If you are writing an email to your boss, use 但是, chatting with a mate, 可是. Simple. Question 2. Emphasize and tone. Does one carry more emotional weight? For example, 不过 is softer. However, 但是 it's stronger, means but. Now, listen to the difference. 这个不错，不过有点贵. This is nice, however, it's a bit expensive. Versus 这个不错，但是太贵了. This is nice, but it's too expensive. Hear it? 不过 is gentle, 但是 it's firm. And question 3, grammatical position. Can they be used in the same sentence position? And this one's huge. For example, 和 links nouns, like 我和他 me and him. And 跟 can link nouns or be a verb. 我跟他说 I spoke with him. So 和 is pure and, but 跟 can mean and or with, depending on context. These 3 questions, formality, emphasize, position, will solve 80% of your synonyms confusion. Well, not all of it, but most of it. So let's practice with real examples. Case 1, 和 versus 跟. You already know both means and, but here's the trick. 我和你, me and you, is noun plus noun. 我跟你说, I'm telling you, it's the verb function. You see, 和 only links. 跟 can link or act as a verb. So quick test. 苹果和香蕉, banana and apples. 苹果跟香蕉 are both correct. But 我跟你去, I will go with you, and 我和你去, it's slightly different. 我和你去 sometimes doesn't work. Because you remember, 跟 is more versatile and 和 is strict. And case 2, 但是 versus 可是 versus 不过. Right, the three buts. 但是 formal strong contrast. 可是 casual everyday. 不过 softer however. For example, real usage. 我喜欢这家店，但是太贵了。I like this store, but it's too expensive. 我喜欢这家店，可是有点贵。I like this store, but it's a bit expensive. 我喜欢这家店，不过有点小贵。I like this store, however, it's a little pricey. If you only remember one, use 可是 in speech. It's safe. And case 3, 以为 and 认为. Both translate to think or believe, but they are very different. 以为 is thought incorrectly. 认为 means think or believe. Here's the crucial difference. 我以为你不来了。I thought you weren't coming. That means I'm wrong. 我认为你不会来。I think you won't come. It's my current opinion. You see, 以为 always implies you were mistaken. And 认为 is just stating your view. Might be right, might be wrong. This one matters. Get it wrong and you accidentally tell someone you were wrong when you weren't. For example, 我以为这个词是这样用的。I thought this word were used like this, but I was wrong. 我认为这个词是这样用的。I think this word is used like this. This is my current view. You see the difference? 以为 is past plus wrong, and 认为 is present plus opinion. So once you know this, you will hear it everywhere. Chinese people use 以为 all the time when they realize there was mistaken. Right, you have seen the framework, you have seen the examples. Now, let me give you 3 tricks to make this faster. Trick 1, start with the safe one. So when you got 2 synonyms, pick one more casual, more common one, and just use that for now. For example, 但是 versus 可是 use 可是，和 versus 跟 use 和，以为 versus 认为 use 认为。Unless you know you were wrong. You won't sound perfectly native, but you won't sound wrong either. Master 1, then expand. And trick 2, listen for patterns. When you hear native speakers, notice which words they use in which situation. Watching a drama, they probably use 可是. Reading the news, probably 但是. Your brain will start picking up patterns without you consciously studying. And trick 3, stop aiming for perfect. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Even you use the wrong synonyms, Chinese people will still understand you. 我和你去 versus 我跟你去. Both get the message across. Yes, one more natural, but communication still happens. You see, your goal isn't to speak like a linguistic professor. Your goal is to speak and be understood. The nuance, that comes with time. Right, so we have covered a lot today. But here's the thing. Knowing the framework is step 1. Using it in the real conversation, that's step 2. If you want to actually practice this, not just understand it, I'm running a free 5-day Mandarin challenge. Well, this is not sales call, it's just a trial lesson. It's 5 days of micro coaching where you and I work through real sentences together. And by the end, you will be able to speak short sentences naturally, stop overthinking words choice, build a clear structure of learning. Well, there is a small commitment fee, either a refundable deposit or charity donation. It's up to you, just to make sure you are serious. Because I only take a few people each week and I want them actually showed up. And if you are ready to go from knowing to using, links in the description. You can fill out the form and I will see you inside. Alright, now let's wrap this up. Chinese synonyms are hard because the language uses context, formality, and subtle emphasis more than English does. When you hit a confusion words pair, ask, Is this one more formal? Does one carry more emotional weight? Can they be used in the same grammatical position? And remember, you don't need to be perfect. Start with the safe option. Listen for patterns and let the nuance come with time. Again, if you want to structure to speed this up, grab the file. And again, if you want a guided practice, join the 5-day challenge. Or subscribe and keep learning here. I'm not going anywhere. And one last thing, if this video helped you, do me a favor. Leave a comment with Chinese synonyms pair that drives you most mad. For example, 是 something, 的 versus 了, or 在 versus 又, 已经 versus 早就, or 像 versus 比 or versus 比较. Tell me, I will make a follow-up video if enough people ask. So, if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next video.